Well, at this point of the game, we have about 10 minutes left, if maybe 15. And where I'm at now, I'm about to push up as far as the rest of the team and kind of get in shooting range of their base. But for the most part, we're all kind of one-balling it. There's a corner fence that they're kind of sneaking out towards, and we keep getting closer and closer to it, to the point where we can reach the fence, but if they're at that corner, they can just step back behind that corner. There's going to be a shot here where you'll see my cameraman shooting over my shoulder, and you'll see it. But as it is right now, so to the left here, there's a fence. If you look through my gun there, to the right, well, now you can't see it. Now we're on the fence. To the right of me is their base. So at my 12 now is the fence. You'll see that corner fence in the top left side of your screen. You see that fence comes down, it then goes back. So they're walking, I think, along their back tape line and then coming up that fence, trying to get into play. But we're not letting them. So they've got no choice but to come to the corner of that fence line and shoot at us. We end up bringing up a law rocket and testing the theory that if we hit that fence while they're standing on it, there's the law, they'll be out. Those guys' law rockets, they either fall short in a couple cases, or they go squirrely, they go totally crazy. There's one, you can see the guy now standing on the outside of the fence. He's kind of like standing out, trying to get a look at us. See that rocket just fell short. It may have hit the wall. I think he walks off, actually.
No, I hit the fence. Hit the bottom of the wall. That's awesome.
There he goes.
Man, there's enough for standing here like a blood clot. Can't fucking move. They're trying to get something through there. Out? Yeah. I thought I hit them. Yeah, you totally hit that thing. I'm coming around, you guys.
So to the right is their base. I mean, we're just barely out of shooting range as they are with us. You can see them shooting those rockets now. They're going squirrely. And I'm still one-balling it at players that are peeping out along the fence line. You see them there now. Got a nice still shot for you. And I'm long-balling it. I'm one-balling it and long-balling it. Long-balling is when you essentially shoot your ball and it has has a rainbow arc to it. You're trying to get more distance by shooting higher and calibrating based on where their shots go, as opposed to just shooting a straight rope, shooting on a straight line. And that's because, in a lot of scenario games, that's what will happen. Most players are just trying to stand just out of range of each other and shoot each other. It's kind of a waste of paint. But this is the last few minutes of the game, so I'm just kind of, well, for lack of better terms, dicking around. So there's a nice good still shot of their base. You can see it now, and that is what we have collapsed upon. We now own 95% of the field, and they are struggling to get out of that base. From the perspective of this camera, to the right, they're trying to come out and go down the hill into that little valley that was contested all day. To the left of the base is where they can walk along their tape line and head to that fence I was speaking of. So now I'm repositioning the camera so that I can get up into a laydown bunker.
They're about to make a push.
I've also pulled back a little bit because I could hear them collectively trying to muster enough guys to try to make a rush. Since the game is almost over, they want to try to push out.
We don't need to get them out.
They got nothing to lose. It's kind of one of those points in the game where you don't care what happens, you just do it for fun. But they never really collectively ran out as we expected. But we prepared for it, and there was a lot of gunfire. So here I'm continuing that little barrage on that. There's an outside post to the base, and I'm going to shoot to the right side of this tree in a moment, and then reposition myself so I can shoot essentially into the base. So you see that laydown up there. I'm positioning the camera. I'm going to rush up to that, jump in there with two other players. You can see the one guy in camo. You kind of almost lose him as the still shot progresses. And they're looking through, and if you've heard me talk before, I really don't like laydown bunkers. So what am I going to do? I'm going to post out the side of it. I don't want to post over the top. I'm going to try to work the side and shoot in on them. So at this point, I'm well in range to actually shoot at players on the opposing side. And if I'm in range of them, then if they're in range of me, then I'm in range of them. So we're getting like a lot of paint thrown at us up in there. You don't really notice it from here. because this extra 40 feet from the camera is enough to essentially put yourself out of range. It's that crucial, critical distance that makes you either in range or out of range. Anyways, you can see players kind of creeping up the last few seconds of the game. This guy's standing up. I don't know if he gets hit or gets bounced a few times, but he decides it's a little hot and he's going to move back after all. I'm still working the right side. I'm actually shooting guys who are trying to run down the hill and get into the valley. So they're actually beyond me. They're almost behind our line at that point. So I'm trying to make certain that none of them actually get so far that they can just shoot right in on me and get a free shot. And they kind of are, but they don't see me. I'm seeing them first. So I'm shooting them as they come down the hill and making certain that they don't get the equalizer on me. And it's really just a matter of surprise. I mean, they just don't see me there as they're running down the hill, or else they would have had an easy shot on me too. And here we are in the last few seconds of the game. So this was shot at Top Gun. The annual event is polar bears and penguins. If you guys are watching this in the very near future, they're going to have a makeup day in February, on the 15th. That's the day after Valentine's on a Sunday. You can come and play again. I will be there with my team, Agents of Fortune. And if you decide to come up, make certain that on your registration or when you call, you tell them DangerMan sent you. In the meantime, one more time, you see my sponsors framing the page. You're going to see a sponsor bumper at the end. Check them out, right? Our industry, as I stated many times before, I'm going to repeat this a lot, is in a regrowth. And a lot of small paintball companies are trying to get to that point where they've reached critical mass. And the only real way they're going to do it is if we as paintball players support them and get the word out by mouth. We got to care enough to check these vendors out and give them our business. All right, well, there you go, guys. I really hope to see you at some of the events this year. Hit me on Facebook at DangerMan's Lair on Facebook if you want to check out my full event schedule. I just put a Twitter little banner on the page there, so you can see there. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll be announcing what I'm doing in the very near future. But if you want a full schedule of the year, hit my DangerMan's Lair on Facebook, and you'll see a full event schedule. I should have the event calendar also on my website, DangerMansLair.com. So there's a number of ways to kind of see where I'm going to be. If you come to the events, if you haven't already been made aware of this, I am offering bounties now. So I'm putting you in a position where you can actually win paintball gear. If you'd like to win a Stella barrel kit, the starter kit, just come out. I'll put a main bounty out there. Let's give an example. Like, I'll ask you to shoot the general. The first person to shoot the general on the opposing side would win the Stella barrel kit. So these things are ongoing. There are going to be more of them throughout the course of the season and subsequent seasons if these continue to succeed. So I hope to see you guys out there. Stay in touch. And as always, what does DangerMan say?
It's too much for any man.